What's going on, fellas? Old mate here, Lucky. I know you're asking, Lucky, where have you been? What's been happening? Have you been okay? Lucky, I'm pretty sure I saw you on Crime Stoppers the other day. But I just want to do sort of like, I guess, a discussion video. I don't really want to take a side. I'm sort of just making an observation of what the game is becoming and how it is and shit like that. And it's, I feel like it's the worst it's ever been, but I could be wrong. Now, so Decisive Strike and Borrowed Time, without a doubt, I don't think you could argue this, probably the top tier perks of the game. Got to be in the top 5 strongest perks in the game. And this is the crazy part. This is the part that's blowing my mind. These two perks shouldn't even be high tier. They should be mid tier at best. Because Decisive Strike and Borrowed Time, majority of the time, are dependent on how the killer plays. Do you know what I'm saying? I could bring both these perks and there'll be some games where there'll be no BT procs and there'll be no Decisive Strikes because it vastly majority of the time it depends on how the killer plays. But because of, I guess, the killer's playstyle, I feel like more so now than ever. I've got like 2,500 hours in this game and I feel like this is more prominent now than it has ever been. Because of the way killers are playing now, just making an observation, and this is just based on my games, BT and DS are so needed that you cannot play without at least one of them. And that's the insane part. It literally blows my mind. They should be like mid-tier perks, but the amount of killers returning to the hook and picking on the same survivor that just got unhooked, or proxying, or just straight up face camping, this is just me personally, it's becoming more like prominent. It's insane. And it's getting to the point too where killers will just, they have the intention of going for the person that just got unhooked, and even if you bring BT, they're yelling out to their dad, "Hey dad, yeah, start the egg timer, 12 seconds. I'm gonna fuck this kid up." And it's the same thing with DS. I feel like there's a lot of waiting around for it. I've actually been thinking, I've been doing this a lot. This is what I kind of think is, I don't know if it's arguably stronger, but I feel like it's more viability a lot. So bringing perks like Dead Hard, obviously, got to be probably the best perk in the game. But bringing perks like, so instead of BT and DS and stuff like that, stuff like Self-Care, Botany Knowledge, Desperate Measures, and then a medkit. Because if you can, like, heal yourself, take care of yourself, and also take a hit from a teammate to try and delay them getting hooked, which then is delaying, I guess, in turn, them getting tunneled out of the game. And the problem with these two perks being so high tier DS, BT, that sometimes, more often than not, there'll be multiple survivors in a lobby with BT, at least one with DS, maybe two, but BT is more common. And then the rare chance you get a killer who plays to the way the devs intended, where they're going for 12 hooks, they're not slugging, they're not proccing BT because they're not hitting the same person off the hook. DS isn't activated once because they're not going for the same person in a row. They're playing the way the devs intended, 12 hooks and shit. Now you've got a survivor with just wasted perk slots. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just going crazy here, but these two perks, they're put on such high regard when they shouldn't be, because these perks mainly are dependent on how the killer is playing. If he wants to tunnel someone out, if he wants to just tunnel someone into the ground, eat their DS, and then continue chasing him and getting out of the game, that's all dependent on how he's playing. Nothing to do with the survivor. Obviously, there's times when the survivors can body block, and I feel like when they do body block, you can almost always go around them. But if they're going to do that, I feel like it's fair game as killer. If they're going to BT is not there. If you're a survivor and you've been unhooked and you have BT, you've got 12 seconds of immortality, you're not meant to use that to body block the killer and get in his face and protect the survivor. It's intended for you to make 12 seconds of distance if you want. And if the killer's going to tunnel you, if the killer's going to count 12 seconds and tunnel you out, or he's going to hit you through BT and then tunnel you out, well, that's fucking neither here nor there. I'm just saying. Now, I feel like, even though I'm just trying to stay neutral, I've put a bad taste in the mouth of, like, killers, I guess, and how they're playing. Not all killers are like this. Not all killers. This is just me recently. I've been having it a lot. And then it happened to me yesterday, and that's what pushed me over the line to make this video. Where I had a game, I was playing a duo Swift, and then we had a Wraith actually, and the Wraith wasn't doing too great in terms of hook count. I don't know if it was just on our behalf doing well or him not playing so well. The map has something to do with it too. It was a cold wind that definitely plays a part. But the gens are flying, not many hooks, and then boom, a switch flicks in the killer's head where it's like, well shit, I'm losing. I'm gonna have to do something to try and bring this back. And I feel like that's the point. That's the point where they sell their soul and go, well fuck everyone. Fuck this one person that just got unhooked. I'm going to get him out of the game. That's exactly what happened to me. Gens are going, not much pressure, not many hooks. So I got unhooked, beeline straight back over. I don't take body blocks for anyone. I just tried to make 12 seconds of immortality distance because I had BT. Just hits me through it. I run to the shack. He cloaks and follows me to shack. Luckily, I have one of the random teammates follow me because I was dead on hook. My man's trying to get me out of the game. So yeah, I took a BT hit, kept coming for me. Random took a injure state, left. I leave, and then the Wraith keeps coming for me. And then in the end game chat, so I died and leave. My duo buddy said to the Wraith, "Why tunnel?" Fair question. Just making an observation. Why are you playing like that? Not saying it's good or bad. He's just asking why. And then this is the part that is the most bizarre to me. I don't know if they're acting or they just straight up they're in denial of that's what they're doing, because the killer then replies to my friend, "I wasn't tunneling." Come on, man. But hey, bit of a rant, but what I'm trying to touch on is these two perks, DS and BT, are so high. They're so high tier and held in such high regards when they actually shouldn't be. They shouldn't be anywhere near the top. But because the killers are playing the way they are these days, it's like mandatory almost, I'm going to say, that survivors need to bring at least one form of these perks. And if they're not, they're shooting themselves, mainly their team, in the foot. Now, to say some nice things about killers that I've had some recently. I had a trapper. All he did the whole game, he'd M1 somebody with Franklin's, and then he'd set up a trap on their dropped item and just camp it. That's funny. I was playing a 4-stack Swift. We weren't doing any gens. All we're doing is head-onning the killer. And this Spirit player, believe it or not, she's actually nice, Spirit player, could see that we're just messing around, weren't doing gens. And then every now and again, she'd down one of us and pick us up and let us wiggle off. Or she'd just leave us alone to get picked up. So that was pretty nice too. Anyway, my boys, I'll leave you to it. I feel like I'm just talking your ear off now. I'll let this game, this last match play out. This demo was just fiending for it. There was 3 no mither players in the lobby, 3 players gone for Adept David, and this Demogorgon was just on the prize. Claudette, she stunned me at a pallet and she DS'd me? Nah, get her out of the fucking game. Toxic. Anyway, boys, peace.